You're live. Good morning. Good morning. Those who are here in the sanctuary at the Temple of Light Center for Spiritual Living in beautiful, beautiful Kingston, Jamaica. It is a gorgeous morning. Absolutely one of those perfect tropical mornings with yellow, golden sunlight and green trees and brownish green grass because there's a little drought on, and beautiful, beautiful, as Jennifer mentioned earlier, beautiful poinsettia flowers just blooming. There's a light orange and there's a bright orange. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous day at the center. And here, as we're about to begin discovery, I'm talking about our theme today, which is effective communication using truth principles. Effective communication using truth principles. We begin as all things begin at this church. We begin with an opening affirmative prayer as Sonia takes her seat. Welcome, Sonia. Ah, please join me as we go within. Within is God. Within is spirit. Within is our source. And we unite with that source in this uplifted moment, this moment of truth. When we recognize again the truth that there is only one of us here, there is only God. And we are sons and daughters of God. We are part of God, and we are part of each other. There is only one, one, and we recognize that one. We recognize that one's presence here in this discovery session, and know that because of our awareness of the one, all is well with us individually and with our church. I know this, I believe this, and I release my words into the law of mind. And I give thanks that as I have spoken, it is so. And together we say, and so it is, so it is. Just repeating, the topic this morning is effective communication using truth principles, using the principles and the practices that we normally use in our devotions, in our communion with God. But we're focusing today on how they are used when we are trying to communicate effectively. Who are we communicating with? One, our source, God, and two, with each other. I'd like us to begin with God and hear from each person some of the ways that they use truth principles as we communicate with God, with our source. And I'm going to start with the youngest, not the most beautiful. We're going to start with the youngest. And, and not only young at heart, we're actually talking about Netta Cord. Netta, how do you fundamentally communicate with God? And I know you do this regularly. Yes, speak into the mic, please. What are your principles and practices as you commune with God? Yes.
Communicate to God a lot, but the receiving has always been a challenge for me.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay.
interacting with anything,
Okay.
and you're having a communication with God.
Yeah.
Some kind of communication. It might be peaceful and harmonious.
Yeah.
It might not be.
Yeah.
Right? That's the nature of
Yes.
communication.
Yes.
But are you speaking in terms of how you communicate or how you commune or within?
Yes. Yes.
Talking
Yeah.
about communion,
Communion, communicate. Yes. Same root word.
I would say meditate on the speaking of
Okay.
God.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Okay.
I normally when I meditate, I don't just pay attention to
Yeah.
physical sensations of my breathing.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
but I have to say, I've never experienced deep breathing that I can honestly remember.
Yes. So for those who are online, we're just mentioning that Neto gave me two very thoughtful answers, and he's elaborating on them, but basically two. First of all, he was making the point that since God is all there is, anytime you're communicating with anyone or anything, including yourself, you're communicating with some aspect of God. That was deep. Thank you for that. And the other, more traditional way that he has of communicating is through meditation. Good. Thank you very much. I just wanted a sort of preliminary answer at this stage.
I just wanted to say the
Of course.
new one.
Please do.
That's that kind of deep feeling that I can honestly remember. I mean, like all of those meditators who say that they're going to enter a deep state of or a deep state of meditation to experience this
Not bliss, yes.
bliss or extreme peace or outrageous joy
Yes,
or
yes.
extremely deep profound unconditional love.
Yeah,
I haven't really experienced anything like that. I just experienced some peace.
yeah, some, yeah,
Some peace.
yes,
Um, but
yes,
for the most part, I struggle with meditation.
yes.
So, yeah.
What we remind ourselves when that happens with us or doesn't happen in your case, when that happens and you experience some peace and some joy and some love, etc. A tups, a tups says Neto, is that the longest journey begins with the first step. Oh, certainly. Oh my goodness. Yes. Okay. Yes. Um, so Neto is talking about meditation, and I was reminding him that even if he experiences only some joy and some peace, that's the first step of meditation, of communion with God. That's the first step. And you just need to take a second one and then a third. And before you know it, 1,000 miles will have been traversed. Neto, thank you. Then we go to Lil, the second youngest. Lil, how do you commune with God? Neto, the next one is how do you commune with other people and then with yourself? But we're going on to Aunt Lil.
I think when it, as you talk about communication, it does keep me communication is a two-way process.
Yeah.
Right? So with this teaching, my communication in terms of what I send out to or what I send in to God is no more do stuff, beg you, but it's more thank you, sir. Thank you. And I don't even use the sir. Thank you, divine. Thank you, divine creator. So by communications starts off with thanksgiving. Recognize using the five-step focus, yes, recognizing that God is all there is
Yeah.
and so on. But and identifying with the source.
Yeah.
But at the essence of my communication is gratitude. And when I start with or use gratitude as a center of the communication process, another thing just blossom after that. And one of the things I blossom is that the feedback I get from the divine
Yeah.
is just more,
Yeah.
more
Okay.
things to be grateful for.
Yes. Yes. The more you give thanks for what you have, the more you have to be grateful for. I just wanted to ask Netta though, at the heart of Aunt Lil's communication is gratitude. Is that also at the heart of your communication? Is it gratitude or are you asking for out of a sense of lack? It's just a question.
Yeah, yes, I suppose.
Oh, good.
Yes, it's true that usually when I ask, it's out of a sense of not having, it's out of a feeling of not having know what I'm asking for. Um, Sometimes I do believe that what I'm asking for I will receive, and that's really important.
Oh, yeah.
To have that faith. But sometimes I don't really know whether what I'm asking for I will receive or not. I just ask, thinking that it could be received, but I'm not sure whether it will be or not.
What was Jesus' famous saying?
Actually, you shall
It is
receive.
done unto you as.
But he also said, ask and you shall receive,
That's
seek
right.
and you shall find.
Yes.
Knock
But the manner of asking, it is done unto you as you believe. Yeah. So try that. Try that. Okay.
I've always had difficulty with the believing part, the having the faith part.
I hear you. I hear you. Uh, Practitioner Jennifer is going to tell us how do you how do you commune with God, Jen?
For me, Reverend Michael, Anthony just said gratitude, but for me, it's affirmative prayer. Um, I'm always in that mode. For me, prayer changes things. So
Wow.
I strongly rely on that aspect. I mean, because I had a praying mother, that's what I grew up knowing. So she
Oh.
might not have prayed affirmatively, but she prayed. And
Yes.
she prayed a lot.
Yes.
And so I
Yes.
think that's my go-to for communicating with God.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Sonia. How do, Neto, can you turn this down a little bit? It's blowing away my words. Don't put it on high, put it a little low. Sonia, yes.
Yeah,
How do you?
for me, kind of varies. Um, there is the communication where I am aware that God is omnipresent.
Yeah.
And he's not a him out there, right? He's omnipresent, he's in the plans, he's in everything, right? There's also the other communication where I'm standing in my office and I hit a roadblock. And then I would say, God, why have you brought me this far to stop me? I'm saying, you brought me this far. Why am I standing here?
Yes. Yes.
And then an idea may come when I try it and I move forward again.
Okay.
Right? So the communication varies. Sometimes it might just be quiet, quiet time, breathing,
Yeah.
doing a little meditation.
Yeah.
So it varies.
Uh-huh. Yes, yes, yes. And there are occasions of annoyance. How dare you bring me so far and then
Yes.
just
Yes,
abandon me?
because things are working, because I have to understand what opportunities I do with science students
Yeah.
to clinical facilities
Yeah.
for their clinical practice.
Yeah.
And things will be going on, meaning I'm finding assignments, I'm having each and every I'm getting them.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I call this place to tell me no, I call that place to tell me no. And I'm saying, but it's far.
Right.
Why am I reaching here?
Right.
You know?
This is an observation, and I know other people have found it as well. Sometimes you're proceeding along one road and there's a roadblock, but the reason there's a roadblock is that you really should have turned, or you should at that stage turn and not try to go further along that road. I don't know if you have experienced that.
Well, that's what this,
That
and usually these situations occur at work.
you try something else.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm trying to solve a situation, you
Yes.
know, and then I just reach a snap and I can't go further.
Yes.
And I need to go
You,
further.
of course. Yes, thank you. Shirley is going to tell us how she communicates with God.
Well, sometimes you have to ask for qualities because you need, for instance, to practice a love, like the love of God. For all people, they are washed and they are washed. And you have to ask God for patience. You start out beautifully, song in your heart and song in your mouth. And then you come upon the bike riders and the window washers and so on. And although you remind yourself that if you were here in Pat in your bed at night, you know, you would be trying to hustle money and all this sort of thing, which is what they do. The bike riders are getting somewhere, so they don't matter if they do a slalom course in front of you, and you know, you're frightened of your waist. And it takes a bit of doing in a busy day when you really want to concentrate on something else to remember those qualities that you need.
Yeah. Yes. We're going to come to those qualities in a minute, Shirley. Thank you for that. Yes. Shirley was making the point that you are trying to commune, and then there are what we call in communication noise. There's noise interrupting the flow of the message. There's noise, there's interference. So she's trying to communicate with herself, with God. And there's pie, is that how it goes? Pie, yes. Gunshots. Right. Lil, I see that you have the mic, but pass it to Neto for a minute, please. Because the next question is, Neto, how do you communicate with other people? That's the next question. First, how you communicate with God, meditation, etc. Affirmative prayer. How do you communicate with other people?
Well, I know that the best way is how do you communicate with other people? I love the answer to be with love all the time. But that's not true. um,
Why, Neto?
I would love it to be peacefully
Peaceful.
and loving.
And loving,
I
yes.
love that to be the answer.
Yes.
But sometimes it's not peacefully or loving way. Sometimes it's maybe impatiently or unready or annoyed.
Yes, and an Android, yeah.
Some kind of negative feeling comes up as I'm interacting with some person. So,
I must ask the question, does it come up from inside you or from the other person?
that's my feeling. It's my thoughts and my feelings. So
Mhm.
in response to all the
Mhm.
I realize that people are negative.
Yeah. Yeah.
Within me, and I experience the behavior.
Yeah.
So it's not like so. There's ideally you want to respond to the peaceful,
Peace and love, yeah.
and loving.
Yeah.
It's annoyed or angry or impatient
Mhm.
or something like
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
So I realize that's one of my challenges. And sometimes it might just cover right fear. Like
Oh,
if I'm around a situation where that seems dangerous,
yeah.
then I just be fearful.
Fear, yeah.
Peaceful and loving.
Yes, yes,
So
yeah.
I realize that.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Point taken.
luckily, some of the time, I'm able to be peaceful. So maybe I'm having some help some of the time.
I want I want Lil to ask a sort of obvious question to Neto's response. He's trying to communicate with other people, and these negative feelings, fear sometimes, annoyance, impatience, etc., coming up from inside him. Uh, discuss that response with him from him,
But
please,
you
Aunt Lil.
know, it's interesting because as Netta spoke, I said, that is not Netta. I have
Ah,
experienced Netta communicating through his hands. Netta has a gift
yeah,
which comes from inside of him and comes through his hands. He has attempted to calm pain,
wow,
some pains that I have had,
yes,
and I can't explain it.
yes,
But all I can say is that I had to ask him, tell me something. Are you getting, is this coming from you? How come
wow,
the pain is subsiding?
wow,
And his answer is, no, it is coming through me, through me.
yes,
So there is a whole side of Meadow which
okay,
he hasn't shared with you,
okay.
which
Maybe when the
is,
mic reaches him again. Okay,
yes, which is
yes,
communication
yeah,
without words.
yes, yeah.
Mm.
Neto, that's interesting. Thank you so much for that. I'd like you to say a bit more about that. Help us to understand exactly. Aunt Lil says she's not quite sure what is happening, why her pain is subsiding as you perform the magic. We'll, you'll get back the mic, just not yet, though.
Yeah.
Just not yet.
Okay, so for me,
But what I did want you to ask him is, it's a favorite question of Reverend John. When you respond in that sort of way, when you communicate in that sort of way, how is that helping you? Ah,
I think
ah,
that is on
ah.
point
There we go.
because he does say, he did say, I'm listen to him carefully, he did say that he, he knows that the communication should be built on peace and love.
Okay.
And so if fear or anger or any of the
Impatience,
negative
yeah.
emotions seem to be the driving force
Yeah.
of his communication. What I like is that he says he's conscious
Yes,
that is not ideal.
ideal.
Is that
Yes.
I'm understanding
Yeah.
what you say.
Yeah.
And I think that applies to all of us.
Yeah.
All of us. Once you're a human being,
Yeah.
we are not saints and
Mhm.
walking on the air. You know, all of us go through feeling that the blocks to communication. We deal with the blocks to communication.
The blocks,
And
right.
we have to do something to remove them.
There we go.
We may retreat into ourselves, we may call on somebody else, we may call for somebody to pray with us, or we may, you know.
Yeah.
So,
You're jumping ahead though. I was going to ask the
because
solution. Yes,
but
but
so,
of course, of course.
as just speaking. But for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
one sentence. For
Sure.
me,
Sure.
how do I communicate with people?
Yeah.
Because of this teaching, the temple,
Yeah.
I try to see who they really are, children of the divine, and so, however,
Surely,
mentioned
man.
something which was akin to that.
Yeah.
Seeing through the talk this morning, seeing through the outward,
Mhm.
what is the earth,
Mhm.
and seeing the heaven.
Yes. Yeah, right. Yes. Yes, Jan.
Reverend Michael, for myself, communicating with others, I don't know if you, and I'm just saying, as a practitioner, you know what you're always supposed to communicate with others, but I tend to find myself communicating with in the back of my mind, you want to get to respond to something that you're hearing, and you need the patience, because I think that's what it is, to listen it through to the very end. So you're listening, but you're responding before the other person is finished, and that's something that I know consciously I must work on. Because yes, I'm communicating, but I need for you to finish your thought before I make the response.
And so say all of us. That is a common feature of our communication. Why the person goes, hurry up and finish so that I can. Thank you, Sonia.
Because you are so busy in your head putting your answer together that you're not listening.
Yo, beautiful. Yes.
Especially when the days when I had to visit students in clinics, and right, students in the clinics, and I would be, they'd be talking, I would be busy putting mine. And I said, "Tony, you can't do that. You have to listen to them first."
First,
So it
yes.
was something that I really had to work on.
Yes. I'm going to quote Stephen Covey, the relationship and management guru. Seek first to understand, and then to have them understand you. But seek first to understand. Right. So it's a religious principle as well as a management principle. Thanks, Sonia. Let's hear from Shirley. Oh, no. You're. Go ahead. Yes.
Yes. How do I communicate?
How do you communicate? Yeah.
No, it depends on who the person is, right? And I have very experienced.
I'm going to tease you. Some being children of God and some being not. That's why it depends. I'm asking.
No.
Because if they were all children of God, I'm teasing. Go.
There are some persons when you talk to them and you interact with them, you leave the interaction feeling weaker.
Yeah.
Right? And you also realize that there is an element of, on your part, an element of nervousness based on how you are responding to this person. Right? So when the interaction is finished, you feel deflated.
Yeah.
They move on, but you feel
Yes.
Yeah.
Your energy has been drained because of the encounter. Your energy has been drained. And I know what you mean.
Because of that, no, you would
Go ahead.
you would avoid communicating with this person if it's not necessary. You only communicate with them when you have to.
Yeah.
Because of this experience that
Yeah.
you get when you're communicating.
Yes. And my question is, because I've experienced it myself, my question is it because they are deliberately doing whatever to drain your energy, or is it arising out of you that your energy is drained?
I mean, I would want to think it's the latter. Because the person's personality, right? They're doing what they know how to do,
Yeah.
which happens to impact on me this way. But I would one thing that I have not been able to get around to fixing that is that I probably, when they come, I say, sit here and open up my book, open book.
Yes,
And they
yes.
just take.
Yep. Right.
So I need to learn how to keep my book closed when they come so
Yeah.
that they don't take and leave.
So they take, yeah.
So it is something that
Yeah.
I will have to work through, so as not to let this happen. Because it's not a nice feeling when
I'm a student of literature, as some of you will know, and this situation that you're talking about, I remember in Julius Caesar, it is mentioned about how this interaction between two people leaves one drained of energy and the other feeling powerful and in a bad way, in a negative way. But that is how the two personalities tend to react. So I'm not going to quote your chapter and verse, but that is how two personalities often interact. One is superior or acts superior, the other is subservient or acts subservient, and the communication is far from ideal, far from ideal. And I mentioned Shakespeare because it goes back thousands of years. Not that Shakespeare was thousands of years ago, but he was talking about Julius Caesar at the time, which is further back than he was. Shirley, how do you communicate with people?
Well, it's a work in progress. Because, our teaching says work on yourself. In the fact analysis, what happens to me is that you have to remind yourself that when they're gone and sleeping and having no aboard, you're just chewing because of some interaction.
Yeah.
So therefore, these things and these interpersonal relationships, you have to work on yourself and allow somebody else to be a personality.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you dilute, convert, and you can neutralize the things that you think and all you by knowing, the truth.
The truth, yes.
I love those two words. Dilute, neutralize, and
Yeah.
what? Dilute.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, please. We were talking about effective communication. So wait a little. I wanted to give you the two questions that we were dealing with. The first one, how you communicate with God and how you communicate with other people. First question, then the second.
Okay, how do I communicate?
Right.
Meditation,
Right.
interaction,
Yeah.
inspiration, it's divine. Acting upon intuition.
Wow.
Acting upon my intuition. So when my gut tells me to do something, I do it. And if I don't listen, it can cost me my life. If I listen, I will be living in luxury.
Wow.
Lavishness. Lavish.
Yeah.
How do I communicate with people?
Yeah. Sorry, just let me
That is God.
just let me reiterate the three words. Meditation, inspiration, intuition.
Right.
Following the gut feeling.
Right.
And if you don't follow it, fatality might ensue.
I remember I was in a cabin once and I was in the cabin and the voice said, move to the right. And I'm like, really? Move to the right? Well, anyway, I moved to the right. And as soon as I moved to the right, here comes a big rock stone coming through the cabin. And it dropped right where I moved from. I just turned over and rolled back on the rock stone. I was like, oh, this is why he said move to the right.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and then communicating with others. The house are the meaning of the universe. The universe are the multiverse. This is the house. How? Rules we have to first thing, we want to listen. Because if you don't listen,
Right.
you can't learn.
Right.
And if you do not learn, you cannot teach. So when
Or even respond. Jennifer was making the point.
Or even respond.
Or even respond.
Right out.
Yeah.
And that is the good thing about when you can finish my sentence and I finish your sentence, depending on how close we are. Right? But you see, when we're speaking on a podium, what we want to do every time we speak, we pause and give the person a chance to think about what we said so they can respond. Right? Most people, looking at the rules, back to the rules of engagement, looking at it from a bird's eye perspective. Most people, they only want to get their point across. They don't have any time to listen to you. So therefore, they become like a vampire, draining your energy. Your inner chi. So once they're draining your energy, it's because you're not listening to them. They haven't paused. There is no, you see, when we're looking at a building, you see people debate. They don't conversate. They debate because they want to win the debate. So then it's all about my point. And you're not listening to everyone's point. If you notice, whenever I speak, I always speak about everyone else's point because I've listened to everyone speak. So anything I say is going to put everything that everyone has said together into one picture, one big picture. Because I can take all of the pieces that I'm hearing and I put them into this one big picture, just like a puzzle. Right? So if you, when if you're doing a puzzle and you have the big picture looking at, you can put the puzzle together a little quicker. But if you don't have the big picture looking at, you're going to just look at life as separate puzzle pieces.
There you go.
Right?
There you
and I
go.
notice people wearing a little puzzle piece recently, and especially the Asians, But, so communicating with people.
First thing you do, I'm just repeating.
Yeah.
First thing you do, listen to other people first. Good.
Right.
Next one.
And if you don't listen, you can't learn.
You can't learn.
If you don't learn, you can't teach. That is African problem.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Nice.
So that is important.
Yeah.
And then pausing after they speak and
Right.
giving the person a chance to think about what they want to say and about what you have said and how you're going to respond to it. See, so when we're conversating now, we're building brick upon brick. So your thought is a brick, my thought is a brick, and all of the pieces of the puzzle come together. And we start seeing new thoughts emerging from this brick by brick building of conversation that we're having, because we're giving each other energy, and the energy is growing, and it's growing. Even right now, we're speaking together, and the energy is growing. It gets bigger and bigger. The more things say. That's why when I speak so passionately, because I can feel the energy growing.
We're starting to wind down now. We're starting to wind down.
Okay.
But thank you for that.
So
first of all, you listen, and another point that you're making is, too often people do not conversate, and it's a new word, they debate, wanting to get their point across instead of the one-to-one dialoguing and listening and responding. Thank you so much. Pass on to Netta for me. The wrapping up question, because it's 25 to now, the wrapping up question is, how do we find solutions to some of the problems that we have spoken about in this discussion? First of all, solutions from each person. Solution. I got some from you. Solutions to problems. Let's start with Neto and then go on. Neto, you raised some problems, a solution.
How do we find solutions to the problems
that you raised, that were raised? Yeah. Yeah, right.
I would say that one of the problems I raised was
annoyance, impatience, and anger, fear.
Yeah, the negative.
The negative, yeah.
right? And also having difficulty with faith and
Oh
belief,
yes,
having
yes, yes, yes.
faith
Yeah, yeah,
and belief in,
right.
in being able to
Yeah.
create,
Yeah.
manifest the type of life you want to live, your ideal life,
Mm-hmm.
your ideal reality. Um, the thing, I think one solution is if you can't have the faith and belief, or it's difficult, you could start with just feeling good about what you have right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
Because you don't have to
Okay.
have faith or
Okay.
belief in order, because you already have it.
Yes, yes, yes.
You live in a great place
Yes.
or a nice place.
Yes.
You don't have to have faith that you can manifest it because it's already manifested.
There you
So
go.
you look at everything you already created
Yes.
and
Yes.
manifested.
Yes.
That is good.
Love that.
So I would say
Yes. Appreciation and gratitude.
for what you have now.
Yes.
That is good.
Uh-huh.
And then that will bring you more.
It will bring you more,
And
absolutely.
eventually that might enable you to have the faith and belief that
Yeah.
you can create the things you don't know.
Yes. Neto, when you go home, write it down. Write it down. So I'm good. No. It's passing. Passing. Passing slow. It should come back. It should come back. It should come back. It's a circle. Yeah, live. Oh. We all raise problems. What are the solutions that come to your mind?
I guess in a word or two,
Yeah.
know yourself, accept yourself.
Yeah.
That is all one and two words. Know yourself, accept yourself, and appreciate other people.
Okay. Yeah, Neto also mentioned appreciation.
Right. And yes, gratitude is important, but the problem I raised was about listening. And so, it calls for patience and it also calls for active listening, not just listening to respond, but truly listening to persons when you are having that interaction or that conversation. And it could be simply just making eye contact and giving your undivided attention. That shows that you're listening.
Jen, I'm sorry, just before you give away, I was also thinking about the problems are raised in trying to conversate with God
Okay.
as well as others.
Right. Mine was prayer was my go-to for
Yeah.
conversation
Okay.
with God. And I think, but I know that when you pray in the affirmative or way of praying, that knowing that we have that when we say and so it is,
Yeah.
that it is so.
Yeah.
And we leave it, we don't do the how it is going to happen, we just know it's going to happen.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. Guys, I just want to say, as Jen spoke, I realize again what a powerful tool we have in affirmative prayer. It really is. It was a stroke of genius when Dr. Ernest Holmes created that way of praying, because for thousands of years before him, his creation of affirmative prayer, it was the begging and the pleading and the beseeching type of prayer for thousands of years. And then he came up with this one, affirmative prayer. It's a powerful tool. Thanks for the reminder, Jen.
Okay, the main issue that I had shared was the loss of my energy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that I'm going to have to become more aware of myself, aware of who the other person is in terms of being a child of God.
Mm-hmm.
So that fear, because fear
The
also
fear,
is an
yeah.
underpinning in this as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So that the fear doesn't creep in, because when that creeps in now, then my energy, the person is able to just take.
Yeah.
And then I
Sap your energy.
sap
Yeah.
and I
Yes,
come away
yes,
from the interaction.
Yes.
I come away.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
You know, so I am just going to have to learn to really understand who the other person is, and that there's no need to allow that fear to creep in. And I think eventually that they will also change as well, eventually.
Sonia, my comment on that last almost throwaway statement that you gave us is perhaps a weak one. You are hoping the other person will change. Maybe they will and maybe they won't. But the important thing is how you respond, as you know, not what happens to you as far as dealing with other persons, not what happens to you in life, but how you respond to it. So I'm saying, don't wait for the world to change. You might be waiting a long time.
Yeah. Okay, I think what the message I really want to get across is that interactions between
Yeah,
persons, that
yeah.
if I change my mode of operating,
Ah, yep.
then will change.
That's
So
right.
it's like bring out another aspect of
That's
it.
right. That's yes. When you change the way you look at the world, what you are looking at changes. Shirley.
I just love that.
Oh, yes.
But what I was going to say is, I am consciousness. Consciousness is the sum total of all my thoughts, both conscious and subconscious.
Yeah.
It is also true of everyone else. So what I try to do is to work on my growth. That's how I solve it, and let somebody else work on their growth, but not necessarily together.
Right. Thank you. I want you to make your response and close off with the affirmative closing treatment. But make your response first, the solution to the problem, and then closing treatment. Thanks.
The answers are blowing out the wind.
Woo!
Everything you want in life has already been provided for even before you have asked.
Even before you're born.
Even before, okay. Now what we are doing, we are identifying too much with our ego, our mind, and our body. The solution to the problem is to realize that there is no problem. The only problem is the problem you create through your perception.
Mm.
Once you change your perspective and raise your vibration, those around you will instantly raise their vibration also.
Mm.
Due to the COVID-19, the vibration of the earth has been broken. Because people are not doing what they want to do, they're doing what they're told to do. Now, the aspect of human touch is very important to the human nation. Without it, human species will cease to be spiritual. They will be more animalistic within their tendencies, which is what is manifesting as we speak. If we would like to manifest something different, we must realize that brain is individual and mind is collective.
Mm.
The fact that mind is collective means that we already know what everyone else is thinking, and they already know what is
the race consciousness you're talking about.
This
Yes?
is right.
Right.
This is the reason why sometimes you speak about your friend and they show up at your doorstep. Because you have an intuitive connection.
Mhm.
You are speaking telepathically all the time. Now, when you're connected to your dreams and living the life of your dreams, you realize that nothing is as it seems. Because the projected energy of the status quo is to tell you that whatever your mind is telling you, the brain is telling you. Because the mind is not yours, the mind is collective. Whatever your brain is telling you, that is how it goes. No. It is you, the energy within you, you must identify with. Do not identify with your brain or your ego, because the ego is never wrong. The ego is never wrong. Therefore, if you are arguing with me and you are speaking to me in an egotistical manner, you can never be wrong. Once you admit you're wrong, your ego begins to die. This is why they say that Christ died on the cross. Because the ego must go through a death and a rebirth process, 13 levels of darkness. So the rebirth and the regeneration of our species into human enlightenment. Because not every being has yet to become a human being. Because the human
Wrap up for me, please. Wrap up for me. It's time.
is intense. It is immense. That is the mitochondria is a subcarbon which they call melanin. So in the solution, our solution is tolerance. Love is tolerance. Love is also oneness. Once we realize the oneness, then we realize we're only interacting with ourselves. We're only everything that we see is made from this energy. This energy is 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. It creates liquid, solid matter, and gas. So everything in the temple of life and the spiritual living that we're living is energy.
Thank you. Thank you. Wrap up for me. You're going to do the closing treatment. I want to hear your closing treatment. Your closing treatment.
That was it. Everything in the temple of life and the center of spiritual living is energy.
Okay. I thought you were giving me the formal closing treatment. Okay, thank you. I know, it's okay. Please, of course, Netta. Thank you.
Right here, right now, I know that there is only one presence, one power, one intelligence expressing itself as everything and everyone that exists. His presence is peace. His presence is joy, happiness, wellness, well-being, everything that is good. I know that this presence created all of us in its image and likeness. Therefore, all that God is, all the good that God is within us. And so I know that with each passing day, we are guided and directed and supported by the source of all life and by the universe to experience and express and embody ever increasing degrees of God's divine essence, God's divine nature, our nature. I know that we are supported by all of life in growing and evolving and unfolding to higher and higher realms and expressions of ourselves, of divinity. I give thanks that this is so.
And so it is. So it is. Thank you so much, Neto. Every day we are guided and supported by God, our source. Thank you. Yes, thank you.